Hey, and welcome back for another episode of Gravy Flips. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a channel where we buy and resell and collect. We buy furniture, collectibles, and video games in order to earn some extra gravy in our side hustle. And the whole point of this channel and community is to find a place where you can be inspired and I can be inspired to get out there and get our hustle on. Today, I'm going to be going over some pretty cool purchases that I've done. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway. I tried to do this a couple weeks ago, but I'm trying to get to 250 subscribers. So, if we can get to 250 subscribers by the end of October, I will be giving this to the first person on my little roulette wheel thing that I do, who comments Marvel vs. Capcom on the Sega Dreamcast. And if you do so below, and I can see that you've subscribed, I will be more than happy to mail this out. The last time I did a giveaway, it was a sealed Guitar Hero 5 for the PS3, and I would like this $60, $70 Dreamcast game to find a new home. I don't want to have to list it on eBay for me to earn all the money. So please stick around. I got some 3 awesome items to talk about today, and thank you so much for joining me on Gravy Flips. My name is Brian, and I hope to see you around. So I'm pulling these 3 items out of a vault of items that I bought throughout the summer before I started the Gravy Flips channel. I'm always buying and selling because I run ads on Facebook saying that I pick up free furniture and that I buy video game collections. Each one of these items has a certain story. And recently, I paid $250 to a guy who had a pretty good sized collection, and he was trying to get rid of one of these. He said he had spent like $800 or so on it. For those of you who haven't seen it, this is the Xbox Series X Halo Infinite Edition. The console itself has some pretty cool designs inside, and it comes with a limited edition Halo Infinite controller. The controller alone is selling for about $125 right now, so that's a really excellent deal. Another item that I got recently that I haven't included in a video was this Switch Fusion controller. What I do often is when I get enough PS4 and Xbox One controllers, I will bring them, the ones that don't work, I'll either bundle them up and sell them on eBay, or if I'm going to be near my local GameStop, I'll bring 12 to 15 of them in, and they normally give you about, $10 or $12 per controller that doesn't work. I normally am just pretty straightforward with them, and I was able to get that and a couple other items for free because I traded in like 8 PS4 controllers that didn't work. And I think that's a pretty cool way to get rid of inventory, especially when it's a pretty awesome Nintendo Switch controller. I have one that I use personally, and I absolutely love it because it reminds me of the Scuff Xbox One version. And then this, my friends, I got in a large collection from one of the dirtiest houses I've ever been in my life. For those of you who haven't seen the Pikachu Nintendo 64. The console itself, the console itself has a gigantic Pikachu on it, and when you plug it in, it's really cool because the cheeks, they light up. So let me unbox this. I got this in a collection that I paid around $3,000 for, and the lady definitely didn't know what she had, and I wasn't going to tell her because I wanted it. And I ended up keeping this because I've seen the value on these things. It went from being worth about $400 a year ago to completing the box is now selling for around $1,000. And just this controller is selling for a lot. Here's the manual. Let me take this out so you can see what it looks like. This is what the Pikachu Nintendo 64 manual looks like. I think that's really cool. Here's the registration card that it came with, and when you have things complete in the box, people actually asked if you have the registration card. So to think that somebody was able to pay $150 for this back in the day, and nowadays on Price Chart and on eBay, there's records of these selling for $1,000+. It definitely goes to show how video games and collectibles and furniture can be not just a quick way to make, not just a reasonable way to make some extra money, but it's a reasonable way to invest, just like you would in Tesla stock or Bitcoin, you see. And this thing has been really well taken care of. You can see the power button is actually a Pokeball. I can't remember if this has it just has a normal memory foam in it, but it's really cool because, you know, this is the reset button, and that doesn't do anything. But when this thing is plugged in, both of these cheeks turn on, and it's a really cool experience. I love this thing. My wife loves collecting Pikachu stuff, so definitely one of my favorite finds from within the past year. Let's sit down and we can talk about how much profit I expected to make from these 3 little purchases that I made within recent time. Hey y'all, this is the part of the video where I normally would talk about the total profit, how much I spent, how much I made. But since there's not that much on the table this time, I can really talk about specific items that I either washed on or I just, you know, made a decent amount of unrealized profits. If you don't know what unrealized profits are, it's just money you have invested in it that you haven't actually like sold to get that profit. So for the Xbox Infinite console, the Halo Infinite console, I spent $250 on it. Right now, I'm surprised to see that open boxes are still selling for between $600 and $700. You know, this one sold for about $700. So since I paid $250 for it, that means I made an estimated $450 in profit, and I really think that the value on that's going to start going up. I've noticed that Xbox Series X's have started dropping pretty fast, same with PlayStation 5s. The normal Xbox Series X console is selling between $300 to $400, which is pretty significantly less than what it was 2 years ago when, if you could find one, it was selling for $300 over the MSRP. The Fusion Switch controller, since I just traded some broken controllers for it, I just consider it a wash. You know, it's a lot easier to sell that than it is for me to sell broken controllers. And I might just hold on to it to use it in case my own Fusion controller dies, because I love playing Switch games. But definitely the Pikachu box, that when I margined everything in for that collection that I bought, I was visioning myself paying about $400 because I got it in like a $3,000 lot that took me 2 trips to pick up. Seeing how they're selling for about $900, that means, that's on the low end too, completing the box. That means that I profited about $500. So when you add the $450 from the Xbox plus the $500, just in these purchases here, I've profited about $950. So this is just motivation for you to get out there and try to find some deals for you to build your own collection, for you to flip it to make some extra income for your family. We all have different reasons that we're trying to buy and sell. If you're not into the buying and selling part of it, at least you got some cool footage of what a really awesome Pikachu Nintendo 64 looks like. Thanks so much for joining me. Again, I'm trying to give this Marvel vs. Capcom game away, and I tried doing this about a month ago, but during that 3 weeks that I was back at school teaching, my views went down. The algorithm didn't like me. But now that I'm back on paternity leave, uploading just about every day, please help me get to 250 subscribers by the end of the month. If we do, and if you are one of the people that have commented below Marvel vs. Capcom Sega Dreamcast, you will be part of the roulette wheel that we spin to see who gets this mailed out to them on my dime. Last time I gave out the PlayStation 3 Guitar Hero 5, and that made it to its owner. So please help me give this away, help me get to 250 subscribers, and thank you so much for joining me on Gravy Flips. You're an amazing group of people, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great night.